What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this late, rather impromptu video here on Anfield Agenda. What I thought I would do tonight is recap the main talking points from a pretty emotional late night agenda stream where the breaking news of the day was around Saudi Arabia potentially looking to sell up Newcastle and buy a bigger club. They're not my words. I'll go through them in a couple of moments' time. We're also going to be speaking about a couple of things on the Adidas deal. We're going to talk about some injuries that Arsenal have picked up even more tonight and a few other bits and pieces. As always, we ask you to be respectful to the situation and to each other in the comments. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and please do hit that subscribe button. So look, on top of that, I want to just quickly remind you as well, we're going to be in Liverpool in less than 4 weeks' time now at the Hot Water Comedy Club, November the 15th, Friday night during the international break. You can get your tickets with the link in the description of this video. They're priced at just £20 each, and it is an all ages event, so everybody is welcome to come along. And we're going to be giving away 2 signed John Barnes shirts on the night as well, so hope to see you there, and anybody who comes will be in with a chance to win one of those. Right, let's get to the story. So the big story of the day came from Miguel Delaney of the Independent, who put out a piece that said, there is a feeling within the game that the Saudi state is ultimately eyeing a bigger club. Rumours abound about both Liverpool and Chelsea. So where I'd like to start with this conversation is the prospect of it happening. So let's look at FSG and let's look at Chelsea's owners. Do either of those or both of those have communication with Saudi? Yes, both do, for different reasons. Obviously, Chelsea have bought and sold some players with the Saudi Pro League. Liverpool, the same, and also both of them have interest in other arms of their businesses. So FSG have been speaking with Saudi, obviously, about Live Golf and the PGA Tour and them coming together. Liverpool and Saudi Arabia have been in communication about an academy. So I think it's fair to say that there's a channel of communication from both sets of owners. Whether that leads to this becoming a reality or not, I can't say, because there's a couple of huge stumbling blocks. One, they'd have to sell Newcastle, and that would, I'm sure, incense Newcastle United fans. In fact, just reading this would be very concerning if I was a Newcastle United fan, because it kind of feels like they've looked at Newcastle and gone, we haven't been able to do what we wanted to do, to throw money at this because of PFP, PSR, and problems around that. So they don't feel like they can do it speedily enough by the looks of things. Then we come into the question of, would you like Saudi Arabia to own Liverpool Football Club or not? And my stance on this has always been the very same. I just don't like any state-backed ownership of any sporting club. Doesn't matter to me what part of the world you're from. I take people as I find them. So I'm against the idea of it in general. But is it going to come down to this is going to happen, you're in or you're out, football's moving in this direction, what do you want to do? That I don't know my answer to. We're going to have to look at this in more detail, because it is just very up in the air at the minute. It's just a hypothesis. On top of that, we ran 2 polls tonight on our channel. Poll number 1 was about our current ownership, where we just asked a really simple question: are you happy with FSG as owners of Liverpool Football Club? And it was pretty damning. 71% of our audience said that they are against FSG as owners. They're not happy. 29% obviously were happy. Now, to go a little bit deeper into that, the majority of comments said that they were happy with FSG for all the good stuff that they've done, but mainly transfers are the bugbear of many Liverpool fans, and the perceived lack of backing managers in the market, and really doing all that they can to make Liverpool competitive on the pitch. And that, I think, is more than fair for me, because it's certainly one of the reasons why I'm annoyed with FSG on a constant basis, and the Super League was my other thing. So then we moved on to ask, would you take Saudi Arabia or the PIF as owners of Liverpool Football Club? And I have to say, I was somewhat surprised by this poll answer. 53% of over 2,500 votes said yes, they would take Saudi as owners of Liverpool Football Club. Obviously then 47% said no, they wouldn't. Again, I'm really interested to know your thoughts about it in the comment section, and my job at this moment in time is to just facilitate this conversation and take the temperature of our fan base. I've given you my take on state ownership regardless of what part of the world they're from, but this is just at the minute all a big hypothetical. But it does certainly look like they want to move on from Newcastle, and if I'm a Newcastle fan reading that, I'm pretty annoyed. Because as I mentioned, this is Miguel Delaney in The Independent, a very reputable journalist and publication. So the next thing I wanted to touch on was the Adidas situation. So there's two things that have happened today. There's been a report to say it will be a 10-year deal between Liverpool and Adidas. I'm unsure of where I am on that, because previously there'd been lots of talk that Liverpool don't like to commit to deals that long because the market changes. But then there was the stuff from Chris Bascombe, Paul Joyce and many others that said Liverpool believe that this Adidas deal will be worth upwards of £60 million to the club each year, which is good news. Personally, I'm just happy about the three stripes coming back to Liverpool. Then there was a pretty sensationalist transfer story that came out of Bild in Germany that said Liverpool have been told by Borussia Dortmund that they would have to fork out €100 million to sign Jamie Gittins as they look as a long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah. I don't know where to go with that one. I want Mo to be given a 2-year contract extension. There was also a report today that said Liverpool are edging towards only offering Virgil a 1-year extension. Now, I do have to stress this is just a report, but if it is true, it's disgraceful. Virgil should be a no-brainer for a 2-year extension, and this piece said that Liverpool were looking to offer 1 year with an option of a second year. It feels like it's just kicking the can down the road where we're going to have the same headache next year, wondering if it'll be triggered, wondering if he's going to stay. Just give the captain 2 years. I think everybody will agree he's not shown any signs of decline. And again, he's not looking for a pay increase according to these reports. It would be on the same terms. So again, it is just a report, but if that's the case, what are they playing at? Just get it done. A report today from Marca, who are a very Spanish football leaning and Madrid friendly outlet, they've said Jude Bellingham is frustrated with his form for Real Madrid. The English midfielder feels like he's being pushed aside and overshadowed by Kylian Mbappe. His statistics are also annoying him as he hasn't scored yet this season. That's what life's like at Real Madrid, Jude. You wouldn't have got that crap at Liverpool, mate. You would have been made to feel welcome, loved and adored from moment one. And I guess this should probably be a warning to Trent as well. That's what going to a club like Madrid is like. Their fans can be ruthless. The media can be ruthless. And if you do not continue to deliver a host of trophies and statistics, well, they turn very quickly. So keep that in mind. Now, Mikel Arteta gave a couple of updates. It looks like Calafiori's out for a while, certainly for the Liverpool game. He picked up an injury tonight. He said that Saka still hasn't trained yet for Arsenal ahead of the game against us. So they could be without Saka. They are without Odegaard, Calafiori. They're without Saliba because he's suspended. Arsenal didn't challenge that ban, so they are taking the 1-game ban. It does feel like a very good time for us to be going to the Emirates, but it's still not going to be an easy game. Anthony Taylor, by the way, will be the referee for that one. So, you know, take from that what you will. On top of that, today we also seen some comments, from Slot around Federico Chiesa, where he said, I think it's always difficult with injuries to see where they are after a few days. Federico, it's more simple. He missed pre-season. Going to a league that has a higher intensity than Serie A makes it difficult for him to get to where the rest of the team is at. It has to do with him missing the entire pre-season, so it's difficult to build up players. Big disappointment with him to be in and out, but we feel sorry for him, but he has signed a long-term deal. So it doesn't look like it's really an injury for Chiesa, more a case of, as we've said, that intensity, the stepping up of having no pre-season and into a faster league is what's catching up with him, and he needs to just get up to speed. So that is pretty much where we are at. Again, if you joined us on the stream tonight, thank you. If you didn't, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments here. We'll be back tomorrow for a watch along of the game from 6:45 p.m. for an 8 p.m. kickoff. We'll have our match reaction and a player ratings video as well. And you guys get to have your say and vote in our player ratings. Keep an eye out for that link coming into the chat during the match reaction. Thank you for watching. Appreciate your support as always. And I look forward to catching up with you all tomorrow. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.